Emulation and imitation are said to be the greatest form of flattery. But it can also be the famous, I'm going to go with that. It can also be the famous inspiration that someone gives. Absolutely. Even though I use the word emulation, I decided to look it up today just because. Just a quick reminder, just because you feel like you know what words mean doesn't mean that you don't have to look them up again, right? So emulation is a way of looking and observing something and being inspired to duplicate that thing in order to reach your goal. Imitation means I want exactly that, right? And I'm going to try to get it as close as I can, right? I think sometimes when we are born into this world, emulation and imitation come naturally and come easily. And being a product of your environment is very important. Sometimes you learn to emulate and imitate things that are serving your higher purpose and your higher good. But then there are also times where you emulate and imitate things that may not serve your highest good, but it's a product and a produce of your environment. So for me, what I'm thinking is, as we go along this journey of life, right? Kind of made me think about Prince when he said the part about, when we're going through life, on Let's Go Crazy, the little interlude that he has, right? Um, but I think sometimes that emulation and that imitation have absolutely served its purpose. And I'll fix that later. It absolutely serves its purpose, but it is up to us to recognize that emulations and imitations sometimes don't serve us. And especially when it is a emulation or imitation that has been taught to us by someone that we love and honor and respect. Sometimes those imitations and emulations are no longer serving the person when that is no longer being used. The environment that accepts that particular emulation and imitation sometimes becomes offended. And it's very challenging to pull away from that when those things no longer match. It's not an offense to the environment. It's not a judgment, right? A judgment is to draw a conclusion about something. It's not a judgment that says what you're doing is wrong and this is the reason why, I'm not doing it. Sometimes you just do things because it no longer serves you. And so for me, when I'm sharing these words of emulation and imitation, I want you to think about this today. Who or what in your life are you imitating and emulating, and you did not realize that this no longer serves me? And I'm only doing this to keep the environment happy. It's kind of, it's like, ooh, that's an ouchie. You know how some come up and it'd be like, ouchie. Ooh, it is not going to crumble your environment. For you, your environment's going to grow and expand. And that's the important and the lovely part, is that you are going to grow and expand so lovely. It's okay that the emulation and the imitation that you learned is no longer serving you. It's okay, love. And to those that are in the environment that it does serve, when you face that challenge, right? of breaking free, some people will say that particular experience, that emulation, it broke me, right? Let's change that definition of broke. I learned that broke means separated from. It doesn't say emotional damage. It doesn't say physical damage. It says separated from. When you are separated from an experience, when you are separated from an environment, it's time to create something new. The challenge that you face is becoming someone or something new. The challenge is not trying to keep your old environment and old experience at bay. Your challenge is to stay the new version of you. That's it. That's all I got for today. I was really feeling like emulation and imitation has been said to be the greatest form of flattery. And that's just what it is. It is flattery. But sometimes imitating things that no longer serve you, time to move forward. It's your girl Tina Wolf, bookwithtina.com. I got you. Haven't been live on YouTube in a while, so let me figure out how to cut it off. But I love you guys and hope you have an awesome and amazing day. Hope this message has absolutely helped you. Let's see, how do I shut it off? There we go. Love you guys. Bye. Love, peace, joy, and happiness. You know, that's my motto. Mwah.